Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Avengers of the Wasteland, issue number 5 of 5. We're done. It's over. It's finished. I wasn't a fan of this book. There was a good thing or two about it, but for the most part, completely unnecessary. I'm going to get into all that good stuff after I give credit where credit's due. Ed Brisson is the writer. Jonas Scharf is the artist. Niraj Menon on colors. VC's Corey Petit on letters. Juan Jose Ripe and Jesus Abertov on the cover. And the variant cover, Todd Nauck and Rachel Rosenberg. The logo designer is Joe Frontier. And the Avengers were created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Of course, this is the end. Well, at least it comes after Dead Man Logan, Old Man Quill, Old Man Logan, and Old Man Hawkeye. So, yeah, this is so far the end of the Old Man verse for the most part. Whatever. I was never a fan of these. I was never a fan of any of these, except for, of course, Old Man Logan proper. The Mark Millar stuff. But I don't even think that Old Man Logan should have been brought back in place of Logan, who, was stuck in adamantium and technically dead for all those years. 4 years of no Logan would have been better than, this version of this Old Man Logan guy there. Because at least we can miss Wolverine at that point, Anyway, this is basically the heroes get together, and if I had to say anything good about it, it's that you do have new heroes who have actually found a really good reason to come together. It's their own version of a hero's journey, which I don't think there's only one hero's journey. I don't think there's only, a handful of heroes. There are many heroes' journeys, and the people who actually read The Hero with 1,000 Masks, they'll actually understand that. But in this particular case, it's a different version of that, and I'm cool with it. These heroes, these people, these costumes did actually learn, the capes actually did learn how to be heroes in this. And that is cool. I did genuinely dig that. So if these characters were actually interesting to me, then I might actually be interested in seeing the rest of their story. But for me, basically, Doctor Doom is the last of the villains, the last of the great villains, I should say, and they have to go up against him. But he's got a secret, and I was able to figure it out long before I got to the final pages. I think I was less than halfway through this book, and I was just like, wait a second, I know what's going to happen. And I wasn't necessarily disappointed in it, but they really laid it on thick. They caked it on fairly thick. I'm okay with the way they did it, though. It is what it is. I mean, telling the story, you got to just do what you got to do. That being said, here comes the spoilers. So you've got a couple seconds to leave before I actually give the spoilers on this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You had plenty of time. So Dr. Doom actually has cancer, and he's about to die. Now, here's something that's interesting about it. He says, I want to die fighting. So I wanted to die fighting my greatest enemies. The problem is I couldn't clone my greatest enemies, the Avengers and blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, at what point, so he decided to recreate. So he was actually responsible for bringing these heroes together. That was kind of cool. I dug on that. Trick is, it would have been cooler if it was Fantastic Four of the Wasteland. Okay, I get it. Avengers of the Wasteland sounds way cooler. It's a way better name, whatever. But, I mean, Reed Richards, and the rest of the four. I mean, that's who his real enemies were. Not freaking Captain America. Not Iron Man. When he went back to Camelot with him. So what, he's got nostalgia? You know what I'm saying? Not the Vision. Vision, really? None of this made any... Ant-Man, don't even get me started. You know what I'm saying? And a one-eyed Hulk. I mean, that one I can kind of sort of understand. Honestly, I feel like they could have done a lot more with that. Because here's this really smart Hulk who could have been made smarter. And, you're not Richards, Banner. Or you're not Richards, Bruce, but you'll do. And I've had plenty of problems with your father before. Just something along those lines I think would have been so much better than what we actually got. What we got was just a week put together where it's like Dr. Doom, of all people, is dying of cancer. Listen, I know cancer is not, as difficult as the common cold to cure, but couldn't Dr. Doom cure cancer? I mean, let's be realistic, dude. It's Dr. Freaking Doom. I'm pretty sure he could cure cancer. That's just me. Pretty sure he's already cured cancer in the Marvel Universe. I mean, for crying out loud, aside from Captain Marvel, who else has actually died from cancer? I mean, am I wrong on this? I guess in Spider-Man Noir, Mary Jane died, but that was a different kind of cancer, all right? All that being said, I just find a problem with this. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me. It made sense. It just didn't seem poignant to me. It didn't feel like this was a necessary story, which is oddly enough the same thing I've been saying about all of these wasteland stories, these old man stories. Do I think that the old man stories are done? No. No, unfortunately, I don't. I love that it was only 5 issues. They didn't decide to milk it into 12 like they usually do. But all that being said, I still just don't think that these books should have been made. Fine, they gave us an ending. I don't think anybody was calling for an ending. Maybe it's just me. But I didn't find any of these interesting. And to me, I think I've heard Mr. Brisson say this to me before, but I know I've heard it from plenty of writers, that sometimes you take the assignment that you don't like in order to have a little bit more credence, a little bit more clout when you say, hey, there's this one book I'd really like to write. You can always tell a book that a writer wants to write as opposed to a book that a writer is assigned to write. And I believe that this was one of those ones he was assigned to write. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey, I don't think I'm wrong. So that being said, like Brisson is one of those guys who is able to take a character and make him or her so believable because he takes the best of those characters, the parts of those characters that we love the most, and he basically hands us those characters with a plot that character would probably get himself involved in. And this is not what we had here. Dr. Doom wanted to get into one last scuff with his greatest nemesis, the Avengers? Not the Fantastic Four, the Avengers? Yeah, nah, I wasn't buying it. I'm not going to bite this one. So, it is what it is. If you like the story, cool freaking beans. I'm a little bit envious. I'm a little envious because I hate reading a comic book that I just didn't enjoy. But that is unfortunately what happened here. I didn't enjoy this comic book at all. I'm not here to blame anybody for it. Just simply wasn't my cup of tea. I was hoping this was going to come to a resolution that I could really dig. The best I can get, unfortunately, is that these makeshift motley crew of heroes wound up actually learning how to become heroes and how to have compassion, how to act like the heroes from back in, the days of yore. But that would mean that we'd have to see them again, and I really don't want that. So I'm out. You guys take it easy. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.